And last but not least, it's the Who Would Win of the day for the last Who Would Win, the week of Who Would Wins. There'll be a Who Would Win tomorrow, but there's always Monday, Wednesday, and Friday anyway. And we have from King Kong himself, Alucard versus Spawn. Now, I was surprised. I actually hadn't done this one. I thought I had, but I have not. I've done Spawn and Alucard multiple times. Alucard I can do in my sleep at this point. But I never put them together. So Alucard is basically Count Dracula. He was, imprisoned in the bottom of Helsing for many years until he was awoken by a scenario where Integra was basically being killed or going to be killed. Her blood woke him up, and now he serves her. As basically the king of all vampires, he has immense regenerative capabilities. It's probably one of his biggest features. Enhanced physicality. His regeneration stems from, again, this is the theory, it's never 100% proven, that he's consumed over around 2 million souls. And whenever he's injured seriously enough for it to kill him, he just uses one of their souls instead, and there you go. And anytime he eats someone, obviously he's getting more souls. But he's physically powerful, very fast, pretty durable, especially when he gets to his second release form. He wields the Jackal, and I can't remember the other one. The other one was his standard firearm. The Jackal was given to him to get around regeneration capabilities, like Anderson. Both fire very powerful holy rounds, so they will hurt if you are not hurt like hell, and possibly just blow you up if you are not a holy being, or they will just hurt like hell regardless. Alucard is a skilled combatant with over hundreds centuries of battlefield experiences. He can release more of his power by, activating release restraint 1, 2, 3, 2, and 1. And then that's where he takes on that leather jacket form. He can summon his hellhounds as well to aid him in battle with demonic energy with a bunch of eyes on there. Physically, he's extremely powerful in that form, but obviously his most powerful state is release restraint level 0. I believe it's I am the bird of Hermes. Here lies the bird of Hermes, eating my wings so I may be free. I prefer the abridged version. When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. And then, of course, he takes on his actual form of, Vlad the Impaler. In this form, he has his entire army of everyone he's ever consumed at his disposal, as well as, being theoretically at his strongest form. Master swordsman in that regards, still very durable, covered in armor, but he can legitimately be killed in this form. Granted, it's still difficult to do, but he can, in fact, be killed in this form. Which is why it's both his most powerful and his most vulnerable state. However, it's still saying that only a man can kill a monster. So, whether or not that's actually true or not, we'll wait and see. But, Al Simmons was a mercenary in the army. Now, he was betrayed by his comrades, was sent to hell, made a deal with the devil, and came back a hellspawn. And now, as a hellspawn, as Spawn in general, he is immensely powerful. Physical strength-wise, he is durable as all hell. I don't know. I actually don't know where his upper strength limit lies, but he definitely has super strength, super durability. He can meld with shadows. He can summon chains at will. A lot of that comes from the cape he wears. Actually, his entire outfit is a symbiote of a being known as Lilith of the, I believe, the 7th house. It feeds off necroplasm, and it feeds off hate and anger. His body is composed of necroplasm, but hate and anger is a lot easier to feed off of. So he can summon chains, still uses guns, which he's a master using firearms, master in hand-to-hand combat. He is capable of using God knows how much forms of magic, including some levels of holy magic, manipulating fire, earth, water, basically manipulating the elements, controlling animals, raising the dead. He at one point became angelic and basically killed both Satan and God and remade the universe in his own image, but then returned it back to being a hellspawn. He is a master in hand-to-hand combat, master strategist. He at one point had his own little legion that were extensions of himself. And that's not everything I can go over with Spawn. Spawn, though, does have weaknesses. There's a little patch of Earth on heaven that is actually considered heaven on Earth. His powers don't work. You can kill him with holy weapons. You decapitate him, you will actually kill him. But that being said, he's immensely... If he doesn't have enough necroplasm to feed off of, or hate from other people to feed off of, his suit will feed off the necroplasm from his body, and he'll just be sent straight back to hell. So, if these two met in the fight, what would happen? Let's say Alucard gets sent to the area Spawn's in. They confront each other. Now, vampire. You will know you are trespassing, and you will know death. Is that right? Alrighty then. So, Mr. Caped Crusader, what exactly do you plan to do exactly? And then the fight begins. So Alucard would come off with the jackal, and his weapons, and he would shoot Al. And obviously that would be his main go-to weapon, is to shoot Al. Now Al's regenerative factors definitely would keep him alive, but because Alucard's bullets are holy, I mean his ammo is holy based. It's designed to kill the undead and just regular people in general, but it is designed that way. It would actually be Simmons Spawn would quickly realize, I can't take a lot of these hits. These are not hits I can afford to take. This is holy. It's actually messing with my regenerative capabilities, particularly the jackal, which is designed to oversee or override individuals with regenerative capabilities, at least minor level regenerative capabilities. Spawn's is greater, but with holy weaponry being involved there, he can't afford to be taking those hits. So he quickly gets out of there, starts throwing chains at Alucard, who's shooting at the chains. He's shooting at him. Unfortunately, eventually they start to pierce him. He just rips Alucard apart. And he just thinks it's done. Alucard then just, look, you might be more fun than I thought. And then, he just release restraints. 1, 2, 3, 2, and 1. Goes into that form. Comes out Al Simmons again. Comes out Spawn. They clash again. Except this time, he's faring a bit better against Spawn. So these two are just duking it out for a little bit. But Spawn's just like, all right, I've had enough of this. Pulls out his own gun. Starts blowing the hell out of... That sounded wrong. Starts just shooting the hell out of Alucard. Alucard sends the dogs after him. But Spawn, using his own magic, remember, he's got plenty of it. Just manipulates the hounds, just throws them into the wall. So now, he's throwing chains, he's throwing bullets. Alucard quickly, gets in contact with Integra. It's like, and says, who's probably monitoring the situation. He's like, Alucard, permission granted. Release restraint level 0. When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. And then, boom, you get true form Alucard there. Now Spawn is just like, he can sense it. And all of a sudden, I think it's New York that he's located, is just being run with all these Hellspawn, essentially. His minions. Like, now then, let us see if you can stand against me, Hellspawn. Unfortunately for Alucard, by the way, yeah, Spawn can fly if he really wants to. Spawn's just hovering there. It's like, you really think you have me, that your army is anything compared to my power. And then he just starts, using his magic to manipulate the earth around it, because, let's be honest, there's a lot of hate built up here, so it's just feeding into Lilith. So she's just ripping apart bodies with chains, he's just blowing them away with firearms, he's raising earth, he's creating fire. Alucard comes in, they duke it out, he creates a blade, they go back and forth, he's slicing the blades, they are just going toe-to-toe, neck and neck. Unfortunately, the problem is that there's so much hate and angst and anger built up, probably with these souls, if anything, and even in Alucard, that Spawn has an infinite amount of, and plus in New York in general, that's why he stays there, Alucard has an indefinite amount of stuff to feed off of, and therefore, unless Alucard can get the decisive headshot, there's no way he's going to put down Spawn. Spawn, however, can eventually put down everyone in Alucard's army. And eventually then just, Alucard maybe changes back to his normal form like he did, or the form he's been using. But Spawn eventually just blows him down. Then maybe just starts to, rip out his soul. Because he can do that too. He can manipulate souls. And, at that point, just, Alucard's like, what are you saying? You've taken the souls of all these victims. Now let us see how you like it. And then just basically absorbs his soul into Alucard's soul into him, and Alucard just turns to dust and disappears. And then everything kind of goes back into how it is. So here's the deal. It is nowhere near impossible for Alucard to win. In fact, the well-placed headshot with the Jackal, that'd do it, honestly, probably. A clean cut with his blade, absolutely, that would do it. The problem here is the likelihood of that happening isn't as high as Spawn just outlasting Alucard. If Spawn didn't have hate or anything else to feed off of in this scenario, and Lilith was just feeding off him, Spawn would eventually lose this fight. Alucard has enough durability, regenerative capabilities, and firepower to make him lose that fight. But the problem is, in the place where this would take place, there'd probably be enough hate just in the city around him to defeat Lilith. And not to mention whatever Alucard is carrying with him and all the souls around him that he has imprisoned him when he released them and released for straight level 0. This is actually a scenario where Alucard's own sheer power and, the magnitude of it, and, all of his hate and all of his angst and all of his anger and all of his rage and all of his minions works against him horribly. And when you really break it down too, Spawn's overall abilities are far exceed Alucard's overall abilities. It's just that Alucard has enough regenerative capabilities and weapons that can legitimately hurt Spawn, that Alucard stands an actual shot of winning. However, I'm going to give the majority win. I'm going to say it's an 80-20. 4 times out of 5, 8 times out of 10, 80% of the time, I will say Spawn wins this fight. However, I think there is a reasonable scenario where Alucard could win. It's nowhere near impossible. So I will definitely say that. And between the two, they're both great characters. But with Abridged, come on, I love Alucard. But no, I got to give it majority-wise to Spawn. But let me know what you think. Do you think it is Spawn, or do you think it is Alucard? Put in the comments below, let me know. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below, let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win. Star Wars, superhero, magic. What if? Anything you do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.